about time. It's 8 on the dot.
Live from Salt Lake City, this is Heart of the Matter, where we do all we can to worship God in spirit and truth. I am Shawn McCraney, your host, and this is the family, the Christmas family. Everybody wave. Look at that. It's Christmas 2018, and Delaney is running the show. She's just joined us a little bit late, and I'm sitting here in the back. Oh, almost said, over here is my wife, Mary, wave. And then in front of her is Mallory, our oldest, wave. And then on her lap is her son, Laser. And then next to him is Samson, wave. And then and sitting on Samson's lap is Mallory's husband, Nicholas. He waved. And then this is Delaney, the youngest. And then next to her is Cassidy. And this is Cassidy's handsome husband, Matt. And the next Matt is actually Matt's best childhood friend from going way back, but also he and Delaney have been quite friendly of late. And this is Andy. So, just wanted to do, we've never done a show where we've had our whole family, never in 12 years, over 1,000 shows, and just thought that we had no plan. We did not even say up to the last second what we'll do. But one thing I wanted to start off by saying is we focus a lot on how unimportant doctrine is, how it just should not be anything that causes people not to love each other. And so I know sitting here, we have 10 people sitting here, we probably have 10 different views on 10 different things, and we don't ever care. We just have had the greatest time. These guys have come up from Southern California. These guys live here. Mary and I live here, and we've got together for the Christmas holiday and just have really enjoyed our time together. And I just wanted to give you kind of a living example that you can be a family that either loves God, maybe doesn't even know about God or care about God. I don't know what everyone thinks, but we love each other unconditionally and accept each other for what we're about. And we are going to stay united in that love. And I just challenge you to do the same thing in your families, especially you guys who are coming out of a different religion like Mormonism. Don't divorce and don't split your family up, and don't start fighting about theology over the dinner table. And if your kids say they don't believe this or that, it's okay. Just love. That's the key to all of it. So we have 3 mics here. I'm wearing one. The other 2 are roaming about. I think Matthew's holding the one. And I think Mallory has the other one. I just thought I'd open it up. We don't have to do a full hour show. It's just the end of the year Christmas 2018. And I'm calling it the McCraney family, even though we have different last names here now, Bublitz and Smith, and of course Lundqvist. And Lundqvist, please raise your hands. All the Lundqvists, please raise your hands. Thank you. That's a Swedish name. Nicholas is from Sweden, born and raised, and we have 2 Swedish grandsons. That's who Mallory married. So anyway, anybody want to add anything? Thoughts? Cassidy, she's usually someone who has an idea in her head. So I'm going to put her on the spot just for a minute, because she has things that she can just kind of launch in. Anything, and no pressure. And if we have nothing, we'll wrap it up. But it's just, if you have something that you might want to add or say, comment off the record. If you want to talk about movies or whatever, anything that might come up.
This is quite an opportunity. I do feel put on the spot. No, I am overwhelmed this trip, I guess, with just, just seeing how placing your faith in God and focusing on loving people, loving each other, giving each other the benefit of the doubt, it does, bear fruit. It does you see the results of it in our family, I think. And it's been a tough road. I think it's been a hard road. It's been hard to, it's been a lot of crap, but to just focus on that, I think we're better than ever. And I mean, I don't mean to say that we're better than ever, but it's like through all the trial and tribulation, it's good to see that, God is there and we grow in love and faith, and I'm grateful for just, where he's led us. I'm grateful for Matt's family, who I know is watching right now.
Bublets! We love the Bublets family.
They have embraced me as their own. I've been alone in Huntington, and that's been hard. I have Andy. I have Matt and Andy. Well, of course I have Matt. We have these, but no, and that's been wonderful. And I don't know, that so much I don't think matters. I think what matters is your heart for God and your love for family and people. And I've seen that with his family. I've seen that in our family. Yeah. It's just been great. It's been great. I don't know what to say. I really feel put on the spot.
We're very
Perfect,
fortunate
Cass.
to have been introduced to the Bublets family, and this how they took care of your dad, took care of Huntington House when I wasn't there, and just the things that they have done for our family, just out of love and generosity, how they've cared for you and Michelle and your friendship with her, and then the grandkids, and how Mom has taken to them. And
Hi, Charlie. Hi, Cameron.
Hi, Charlie. Hi, Cameron.
so it just keeps spreading out, and it's a beautiful thing. Really blessed to have that merging of families.
Yeah, it's been great.
Yeah.
It's been really great.
All right.
Yeah.
Anyone else?
We even like West Parkersman.
We always did. Who else? Del? Mallory?
I think Mallory's.
Well, I will say that we were raised in the LDS church. My sisters and I, my parents were pretty staunch, and we were a pretty devout family. We had our caffeine and watched some rated R movies, but we were otherwise really into it, and really it was so about the law then, and about following the rules, and going to church and looking the part, feeling better than others. Truly walked around thinking I was better than the people drinking beers in the restaurants or smoking cigarettes out on the street. And it's been amazing. I still struggle with that now. I still struggle with that feeling of I'm better than others, and that is one of the greatest gifts to have come to know God in all of this, is to really just be humble and look even to these boys right here as reminders that I am in no way perfect and no way better than anyone else on this earth. And that's a really hard thing to remember this day and age with the social media in our faces. And I'm rambling now. But my grandma, my mom's mom, she passed away now, but when she was alive, I had become born again. I had just been born again, and we moved, and we're living in her house with Laser when he was little. Samson wasn't born yet. And I remember Dadder, our grandma, said that my husband, Nicholas, who claimed not to know God really, was more godly than any of us. And I was so annoyed by that, because I am born again. I know Jesus, and Dadder, see that I'm godly too. And she always gave him the credit. And one of the great things about the better parts of our marriage has been to just love and accept each other in those ways. And whenever we have differed, fighting over it's never been productive at all. And to love each other and love the life we're trying to create, and the kindness we're trying to share, and the help we're trying to bring to other people is what will bring us all closer to God in the end. really grateful to be out of Mormonism and feeling for those out there who are still strapped into it or still even just affected by it, which I totally am from being raised in it. I've been out for over 10 years now, but it really gets a hold of your thinking, and it will be my life's goal to know that I am no better than anyone else on this earth, and praise God for it.
So I also want to say, talking about Mallory, then her husband Nicholas, and like my mother-in-law said, you know, he's more godly than all you Christians wandering around. He doesn't talk about theology much or any of that. He lives the life and he tries. And talk about a great dad. I mean, you're talking about a remarkable man, a remarkable dad. And he works his butt off for his family, but he also is a remarkable dad and husband. And and then I got to meet his dad, and that dude, he's like one of my favorite people on earth. He's like a...
Hi, Roland.
Hi, Roland. We love Roland. He's over in Sweden. He came over and visited, and so really great family. Look forward to meeting his mom someday, too. He lost his mom a number of years ago, and I've never met her in person, but someday. Anything from anybody of the boys over here? Nothing? Anything you want to say?
All I gotta say is thank you for our life.
Thank you for life.
Beautiful.
We like that.
I think
Say something. Thank you for God.
Thank you for God.
Yes.
So flipping back over on this side, Matt has joined, we've joined his family and he's joined ours, but talk about a perfect match and a great husband and a great guy, and so honored to have him in our life. And we've really been blessed by sons-in-laws. These guys are the salt of the earth. There's no pretense. They're who they are. They stand for what they believe, and they are good guys. And so we are really blessed in our family to have them. We've had a recent addition. We don't know where this one's going, but that's with our local friend Andy, to put him a little on the spot.
Yeah.
And he has some big shoes to fill in the son-in-law category. But we're vetting him carefully. He doesn't know it. Just kidding.
That's what this is for, huh?
This is all a vet.
Yeah.
In fact, now bring in the rack. Let us torture him. Delaney, our babe, is in graduate school in Michigan in architecture, second year, and so she runs a show behind the scenes when she's in town, and they've known each other for years, and so there's kind of this burgeoning relationship going. I know I'm not focusing on this, but it's kind of interesting because we're all like set, you know.
Yeah.
So now this is the last thing. Maybe something will happen with it, maybe not, but we're putting it on record. And any comments from Delaney? And it's interesting, one more thing. Mallory was the most oppressed by religion in our family. She was the oldest, and we forced her to live up to all the external, look right, Mallory. I mean, do right, do this, do this, do this. A lot of pressure. And Cassie's in the middle. Delaney's on the other end. Delaney kind of grew up in evangelical Christianity. She went to local Christian church, and she went to a Christian college, four-year college, and
Did you call yourself when you were little?
A mission?
Yeah.
Apparently a mission. I haven't heard of that.
yeah, Mormon and Christian, a mission. So this is Delaney. What do you have to say to add to the whole thing? Now that I've put you on the spot.
I don't know. I've just recently I've had a lot of conversations with you and with Andy about how it's kind of hard to separate a relationship with God from like life, I guess,
Oh.
and everything, your work, and yeah, since I've been at school, I've just really experienced that, and how I think God is just, he's everything. He's all encompassing for our whole lives, and love manifests itself in all these ways, and in our work, and in the way you treat your art is the way you treat someone at the register at a fast food restaurant, all those things. So that's just been weighing on me lately, and I feel like, yeah, it's like interesting to bring someone new in and have Christmas all together, and you guys just are the greatest examples to me of all that. Like, just living out your faith and your love, you know, so welcoming, and through your art and the show and everything, I'm grateful for this family and for everyone who supports the show and allows my dad to do this. And yeah, I'm grateful for Andy coming up here.
Bringing me up.
Andy was, his mom is devout Catholic, and Andy, all the way up till his 18th birthday, you attended?
Not necessarily the birthday, but around senior year of high school, she gave me the opportunity, and my younger brothers too, to either carry on or, because in Catholicism it's church on Sunday and then whatever through the rest of the week.
Yeah.
So we would always complain come Sunday, we don't want to go, and then did that for 18 years. And by the senior year of high school, she said, okay, well, you can choose.
Huh.
If I could reference your piece of art, that would kind of really...
Reference the art, why not?
People watching can't see it, but maybe they will someday. That really kind of... I fall right in line with your concept behind it all, where you start off with, as we're talking, my mother bringing me up in Catholicism. My dad left. He was raised Christian, but left it on his own terms, having been let down by God, which we can get into if you'd like. But I started, me and my brothers with Catholicism, and then we're actually from St. Louis, Missouri, and then was blessed enough to get to move to Southern California, Huntington Beach, where I met Matt and Cassidy and Mary too, even at that point, way long time ago at Haas Elementary. And through the complete flip of my life, going from Midwest, I was a soccer player, and just whatever, just a little kid, and then completely Southern California beach culture, skateboarding, and then honestly with that came kind of some bad behavior and stuff like that. So I started to detach from the Catholicism that I was being raised in, which, to be honest, was never really pushed on me, but we were going every Sunday. We were definitely going. So then the deeper I got into my passions, which became skateboarding, you start to think for yourself, and within that skate culture, there's kind of a lot of tendency to whatever disregard God, and people just aren't even comfortable with that word in that world. And so back to your art is there's that stage where you're clawing and scratching at the surface, trying to. I'm looking at it. That's why I'm looking over there. And you're trying to find your way, and there's this world you might end up in where you're like, you know what? Screw it all. I found an answer here, and I'm cool with just being Andy, and I don't need I don't need to look to anybody or anything. It's just whatever. Screw religion. And then I've had a lot of different things happen to which have kind of led me back into a way of searching again for an answer, and so that piece really speaks to me in a lot of ways.
Thanks, brother. Appreciate it.
Yeah. Anybody want to carry on with that?
I don't know if Matt wants to talk, but I do want to say these guys, as I said, they were friends going way back, and then Andy told us just recently while they're visiting that Matt said that if he had an airline when they were really young, he would call it Faith Airlines,
Matt
because he says everybody's afraid to fly, and so he'd have a pastor on the plane preaching, right? Consoling.
It was just me trying to be funny.
Oh.
Yeah.
Dang. This is Matt.
And
That's
it
awesome.
was.
All right. Well, he has a religious background as well from his parents, who did a great job in raising him. And Matt, though, I'm sure has his own ideas about everything now. But again, fantastic son-in-law.
Yeah. I was raised Christian, but I think I got too wrapped up in like the superstition and of it, being scared of going to hell, and that was kind of dictating everything, and I think it should just be like a true search for truth and not just be like, I don't know, do this like at gunpoint basically.
Yeah.
So I don't know, I like what you do. It's always refreshing to come up here and see what you do like day in and day out. It's like, this is the real deal. Yeah.
Awesome. Thanks, brother.
That is right. And all the carry it on, huh? I was talking to Delaney a while ago about, and I'm sorry I always talk about skateboarding, but it's an easy thing for me to relate things to. In the act of skating, you enter like a flow state, if you will, and the same thing will happen for a dancer or a drummer or something, you know. And we all aim to get to those points. They become addictions, kind of surfers or whatever. You know, you're always trying to, I need to go lose myself in my passions. And then there's a reason why we stick to them, because it allows us to get to that state. The reason I don't go do ballet is because I couldn't get there. I couldn't get to this flow state that I aim for. But maybe if I played basketball, I'd have a better shot. So where I'm getting at is, in Christianity, that it was my entryway to God, and that's what worked for me. And if I try something way outside of my world, Islam or something, there's no way that I'm gonna relate with that. But maybe Buddhism kind of does seem more in line. Yeah, I kind of understand that, you know. And at the end of the day, it's just saying we're all looking for this point to get to, like the flow state of our passions. And yeah, again, back to your painting, that top layer with all the paint mixed together, it's because it's all one, and some work better than the others for certain people, and it all mixes and matches, if that makes sense.
Really good. Any other thoughts before Mary takes over the show? Oh, girls? No? We're going to wrap it up, Mary. Mary, you're either going to say something or you're not.
Is there anything else, Lisa?
I have my family knows one of my biggest pet peeves is ingratitude. And I've probably been one of the most ungrateful people. So I see how much just giving up and letting God take it has made such a difference, and I'm so grateful for that. I thought I wanted the control. I thought I was in control. And you know, you have your world ripped apart and the rug ripped right out from under you, and you are forced to give it to God, and then he takes it. And I regret the fact that it took force to get me to give it to him, but I'm so glad he got me to that point. And we are so blessed to have these beautiful girls who just love each other and who love the Lord, and they are examples, and they mentor me in a relationship with God more than I do them. And blessed to have the men in their life. Roland and Nicholas's mom have raised a beautiful son, and Mike and Christy have raised a beautiful son, and Andy, your parents have raised a beautiful son. We are grateful to have these families in our lives.
My parents raised a beautiful son, too.
Shlew, we gotta talk about They did raise a beautiful son, absolutely. And I love Lou and Ed. Mom and Dad, you are my mom and dad. But we're just God purposely has put each of you in our lives for a reason, and I'm beyond grateful for that, and put you in my life for a reason, and because of your search for truth. You know, we are all here because we wouldn't have been here otherwise. So I love all of you. So, you know, grateful to God.
I also want to say, I just want to thank my parents. I know, but I mean it. Just thank you for everything. You've been wonderful parents.
Love me unconditionally.
Yeah, and now getting older and starting your own life, and you just really realize how much you appreciate your parents and what they do for you and who they are. And Matt and I are really grateful, really grateful. So thank you.
Thank you. One last thing. It is Christmas today, and there is a song we sing, and I want to end the show with this, and it's Joy to the World. I'm not going to sing it, but the words to that song are, joy to the world, the Lord has come. Have you ever thought of these? And it says, let earth receive her king. And then let every heart prepare his room, and heaven and nature sing, heaven and nature sing, and heaven and nature sing. And then it says, joy to the world, the Savior reigns. And it talks about the fulfillment of the reigning over everybody in every way from our belief system, that he's in charge, like Mary was talking about. And when he reigns, you don't have to, you just love. That's all you got to do. You don't have to say you got to believe in him to somebody. He's reigning. You don't have to say you got to agree with me. You don't have to do anything except you try to love. And I think most religions of every sort want their people to love. Most, and it says the Savior reigns, and then it says, let men their songs employ. Let men their songs employ. That means let every woman, every man sing and live their life now, because he's reigning. It's done. It's over. We don't have a war. We're not evangelical right wing. We aren't Republicans. We aren't Democrats. We are what we are. We're artists. We're singers. We're doctors. We're lawyers. We're bums on the street. We're alcoholics. We're drug addicts. We're whatever we are. Let men and women employ their song. Sing your life, like Morrissey said. Mm-hmm. Sing your life. And that's what we're about. Because we're free. You want to be free in your faith. You want to be free to surf. You want to be free not to get married. You want to be free to have 10 kids. You're free to be what you want because of his reign. And that's our Christmas message for tonight. We are, you got to come up to say goodbye, to wave. And Nicholas is coming to join us, and we're going to wrap the show up early. Really appreciate everybody coming and being willing to be on the show tonight. My daughters, my wife, my sons-in-law, Andy, and my grandsons who are all waving. Wave goodbye. We'll see you next week here on Heart of the Matter.
We love you.
Love you.
Turn us off.